The world is changing and the future is uncertain. Every day events happen that may change the world we live in, like new conflicts, peace, refugee movements, the opening or closing of borders, or political leadership. There's a difference between certainties and uncertainties. Certainties will happen no matter what. For uncertainties, it is not possible to predict if they will happen or when. Why and when do you use scenarios? Future scenarios can help you prepare for an ever-changing world. We cannot predict the future, but we can imagine it. You can use scenarios when the current situation is not representative for the future, when the future cannot be predicted, or when the issue is complex, and when there is room for an open exploration. Scenario planning is not about choices you can make yourself, but about the choices you can make in situations that happen beyond your control. It helps you to consider all options to respond to changes. What if? For example, you want to organize a wedding party. Two of the main uncertainties are the weather, good or bad weather, and the number of guests, many or few guests. With these two uncertainties, you can create 4 scenarios. Every scenario has its own opportunities and threats, like an outdoor venue or a cancellation from the DJ. Using scenarios, you can already think about how you can respond to these opportunities and threats. VNGI and the municipality of Amsterdam support the Jordanian government in using scenario planning. Amsterdam has trained the Jordanian national team in the methodology. As a pilot, scenarios have been developed for the Mafraq Governorate. These scenarios are the basis for a conversation about investment in and development of the region. So how do you develop scenarios? Start thinking about all the factors that shape the future. Driving forces, trends. Out of these factors, define 2 of the most dominant uncertainties. These are trends with a large impact but also a high level of uncertainty. Let us take the Mafraq Governorate as an example. 2 main uncertainties there are the economic situation with growth or stagnation and the socio-political situation with less instability or more instability. Combine the 2 key uncertainties to develop 4 possible scenarios. Good scenarios are relevant and plausible, but also surprising and divergent. The scenarios are images of possible futures. Within each future, you can list actions that help you reach your goals. These actions differ per scenario. How do you work with scenarios? You can use the scenarios to have a conversation about the future. What are our ambitions? Where are we headed? What are the robust options? First, you determine your ambition. What do you want to achieve 5 to 10 years from now? Also, look at the current situation. This way, you can understand where there is a gap between the current situation and your ambition. Data, for example, demographics, employment, health, and education can help us focus on certain themes. Second, talk about the scenarios. Which scenarios look the most like our current situation? Which scenario is most likely to occur in the future? Remember, you cannot choose a scenario. It will happen whether you like it or not. Third, move through the scenarios. Each scenario has its own threats and opportunities. List all possible options to respond to these threats and opportunities. Think about the types of projects that can be successful in a particular scenario. Fourth, take the list of options and projects. Decide their relevance in all scenarios. For example, a project might be a good idea in scenario 1, but cause more harm than good in scenario 2. Think about the wedding party. An outdoor venue is great for good weather, but a bad idea when it rains. Some options are always relevant. These are robust options. Use the outcomes of the conversation to agree on your priorities. Select projects to invest in. That is strategic decision making. Things to keep in mind. Keep an open mind. There is no right or wrong. There are no stupid questions, only stupid answers. Use the scenarios to have a constructive conversation together. Allow each other time to speak. Write down all ideas. Confusion is good. It helps to refocus, rethink, rebuild, rewrite. Now we are ready for whatever may come in the future, to handle and act upon it.